incident. For those of you that know who we are, we don't want to know that story. We got you back to 22 seconds left in the game, still 7-14. Joe and Beenutt are up over Rafiq and Jamani. I'm pretty sure all timeouts have been spent here. We're down about, if I can see correctly, we're down about the 38-yard line, 28-yard line. We're on a move here, trying to at least get the game tied up. We were talking with Coach Brian Phillips, a.k.a. John Saccamore out of the East Coast. We're going to give him his due here in a second. We're going to try to stay strong on this game until we finish, and we got a little bit of time afterwards. We're going to finish up and let Coach Phillips talk about his league here a little bit and some things. We were right in the middle of it when we dropped our feed. Technology is a terrific thing when it works right. Sometimes it and basically what happened is we filmed so much this week that our computer got full and said, I'm tired, and it cut off. So we ended up having to rebuild the entire system real quick to get you back. But thank goodness we're back. 15 seconds now and counting. We won't have a scoreboard on the screen just yet, but I'll try to continue to give 8 seconds and running here. Looks like this is going to be the last-ditch effort play. He's going to have to take this one to the house to be done. And he made the connection. So we could be looking at overtime here if we can. He can run it to the house. Hopefully I think it's back on your screen now. Are we up?
For the score?
No, just the screen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're live.
Well, that's the important thing,
yeah,
is
that
live. You can actually see. So.
Complete.
A little bit of controversy about whether to accept the penalty and reset and get one final play here, because he was tackled in the field of play, but there was a penalty on the defense. So what we're going to do is we're going to get one last play. The football gods have smiled on us and given us an ability to get back online here. We had a little blip from about the 2-minute in mark, but we're going to get the last play of the game here. In a 7-14 game. Well, let's see what we can pull off here. Coach Phillips in the booth still hanging on patiently with us here. What are you looking at here? What would you be trying to?
I know Rafiq. If I was Rafiq, I would come back to run the same play. Joe got his safety deep. And just hope he don't get no pressure. We all seen Rafiq make incredible throws.
That's absolutely right now.
Yeah, but he's doing a different play, so let's see how this pans out.
I'm not sure you get 9 lives in football, but they've at least got one more here, and we'll see. And another penalty on the defense here, so this is going to be a free play again. He's offsides, defense is offsides, so he can lay on the switch. He got sacked. So that play's got not even going to be in the book.
No free play. Defense outside.
We're still here.
See, one thing I like about East Coast, and I think, of course, everybody like the rules that they play in their league and stuff like that. But when it comes to to the TOC, this is the highest level to play electric football. In my own personal opinion, I don't believe warnings and stuff like that need to be given. We do it in the East Coast. In the East Coast, we don't give warnings. Right off the back, if your man offsides, he offsides. So what it does for us here in the TOC level, and that's what I try to do with the East Coast, is try to make the guys better on the TOC level when we come and play. So when we come and play on TOC, we don't line up all sides. We don't do this. We don't do that, because we so used to playing like that, because we know we're not going to get a warning. So
now 3 plays ago we said this was it, but maybe this is it now. Look here, it's a jailbreak down to the goal line. Is this going to be a classic instant highlight for Rafiq? This is really nothing to him if he hits this pass. We've seen him make 80 and 90-yard passes easily. Sniper force in the house. This is going to be, what a pass. We're shooting for the end of the game or overtime right here. I got a feeling we're going to get.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling we're going to get some free football.
I told you he hits these passes. He hits these passes. He hits these passes. Even if he don't score, he hit a great pass.
That was a terrific pass. Good tackle. Good tackle. And you can't complain about that. I mean, they had their opportunity.
No, you cannot complain about that. And I don't know what kind of passing drills Rafiq does. I don't know what kind of passing drills Beenutt does. But they are two outstanding passing coaches. Probably two of the best in the league, and they showed it today.
Well, Coach Phillips, we got a few minutes here. I'll turn the floor over to you. We're going to have a little bit of a pause until we get set up to the championship game. Speak what's on your mind. What do you want GBN Nation to know about you, your team, your league, this tournament?
Oh, but this tournament has been great. I started coming to this tournament about 3 years ago. I came around 3 years ago, so I came to the last Bama Blast. I fell in love with it, so me and Charles is real close. I talk to Charles a lot, out in between tournaments. When I go to a tournament, the first person I look for is Charles Lane. That's how much I think about Charles Lane. So it's a great atmosphere here. You just have a good time. Charles and them treat you real good. It's a nice combination, so I love coming here. As far as when it comes to, there's some stuff that I really would like to see change in the TOC. I have got some stuff written down. I know they talk about doing some changing. I don't want to disclose it all, but it should be for the better of the tournament, for the better of the hobby, the game. As far as East Coast, anybody is welcome to play in East Coast, especially the college league, because there's so many different teams. On the pro league, you can play in it all as well. We have still some openings. You just can reach out to me, get in contact with me through Facebook, or hit me on Messenger, and I'll send you my phone number and email address. And you can get in contact with me and see which team's available. And all we ask that if you want to sign up for it, even if you're out of town, and you be committed. And what I try to do with the out of towners is when they give me a date that they want to come in, I schedule games for them.
Right.
So that way, I'll look at their schedule, see who's on their schedule, and schedule games. And they have a constant boom, 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 boom games and lunch break and things of that nature.
Yeah, and great stuff out there on the East Coast. We've kind of watched that league grow up a little bit in the last couple of years. We're going to get back in the saddle and start doing some more Gridiron Buzz Network shows like we used to. We're actually working on a permanent studio so we can be on weekly and that sort of thing. And that's really what our show, it's kind of an overview of everything going on in the hobby, not just the TOC, but and I've always believed that without the leagues, we have no TOC.
Exactly.
So we're going to start really promoting you guys a lot more than what we already have. And we want to start getting inside of these leagues. We want to start showing film clips, and not so much of what we did while we were there, but anything that can be submitted to us. We want to further the hobby, and I say this all the time, that we can't do what we do without you guys. So, we're all in this thing together, and how this all develops and how it's become what it's become is exactly what you were alluding to. Is somebody coming up with an idea and letting somebody else know, and then be passionate about it, but also smart enough to say, look, okay, I thought maybe this would work, and I understand this is why it won't work, and then move on. But we have to find common ground, and there are some changes that need to be made.
It's just that the culture so far, but the only thing, my biggest hurdle is the culture of the guys that's been here prior to me. So sometimes they don't want to make those changes, or they don't think the changes would work. But one thing we do in East Coast is that when we decide that we want to make a change, we'll go into a testing mode. So what we'll do is we'll go and run that, check that scenario to see how the rules fit, then make a decision, take the data, and then we decide whether or not we want to get it a vote on it.
Right, and that's the best way to go about it. Well, Coach Phillips, it looks like we're going to do some trophy presentations here for this game. We'll have you back on soon, I promise.
All righty.
And enjoy the rest of the tournament and safe travels.
Well, all right, thank you. Safe travels to y'all. Thank y'all
Yes,
for
sir.
doing. I appreciate y'all doing what y'all do for the hobby.
All right, stay with us, folks. We're going to do a trophy presentation coming up here to our winners. That was a tight game. We apologize for the feed dropping. It just sometimes it happens. We can rely on technology only so much, and sometimes at the most opportune time it chooses to not work. But hopefully we got you back online to catch an ending of a terrific game. We figured this game was going to be tight from the beginning. Most of these coaches' challenges really are because you're just dealing simply with some of the four best coaches in the country. So we're going to do a trophy presentation here momentarily. Stick with us, and then we're going to take a very short break and be right back with our 2019 River City Blast champion. Let's turn it over to Dave Nichols now. He's going to do our trophy presentation for the River City Blast Coaches Challenge.
Won't be on the PA, but David. And we had a little bit of feedback going on, so I'll let you. We're going to talk to that camera there, and we'll be in good shape. But when you're ready, we'll go with it.
We're ready. All right, trophy presentation, guys. We want to thank. Listen up. Shh. Listen up. We want to take the time for the 2019 River City Blast for the Coaches Challenge. The runner-up is Rat Feet and the big man, Jemani. Congratulations, guys. Y'all played a great game. Give us some of y'all comments, guys, on the game. It was a tough game. Beenutt and Joy, they the dynamic duo in the Deep South. You guys brought it. You brought your A game. Give us some of your feedback.
Right there. Outthought ourselves. Came in with a plan, predetermined already, according to what we did last year when we played them. So we wanted to come out different than how we did last year. It basically was the same thing. You ain't gonna stop Beenutt in his methodical offense. You know what I mean? You have to stay mentally in the game because he will kill you with just the time. You know what I mean? But his passing was on point. You can't do nothing about it. Regardless, I felt we both had good D against him, but he played to the second and third level. In other words, once the looper didn't get there, he kept it on, and he hit the passes he had to hit. And I'm proud of how we ended the game because we had to lock it down, which he did, and then gave me a chance at the end to redeem my first possession. And I'm just glad I hit the passes at the end.
Yeah, because we noticed that Joy gave you 3 extra free plays. And I figure by giving you that much time, you don't give the gunslinger in the Deep South that much time. But still, as Joy, he's the defensive guru in the Deep South. That's Joy. That's what he does.
He played D like the best of them. Joe know me. Joe know my game.
Yeah.
And I hats off to Joel on that last play because he had a guy running back there. I don't even know where he came from. But he stayed in the play, or I would have tried to keep it on to get a little bit.
Past the safeties.
I got past the safeties, but he had a guy just still running. That really was the play.
That's it.
No, I don't have a bunch to say. I just want to say great game to Beenutt and Joe. I always enjoy playing with my brothers down here. Maybe I need to get a little bit more practice down here in that Deep South because y'all down here tearing it up. So I just want to come down. But shout out to my East Coast brothers. We ride together. This is my brother. Like I told him, we ride together, we die together. I don't mind that we lost. We just had a good time. So
we enjoyed you guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good job.
Deep 95. We'll be back.
I hear you. All right, Joe. Beenutt, come on up. Now, guys, y'all do what y'all do. Beenutt, I don't know what to say for you, man. I mean, the whole entire tournament, you don't change. Your play don't change. Your style don't change. No matter what everybody face you, it's the same play every time. What makes you so consistent and just so damn good?
Well, the style offense I'll run, the major advantage is you don't have to change for your opponent. You just keep doing the same thing And a lot of times I'm tempted to do something else, and then I hit myself on the head. I'm like, no, just keep. Or Joel hits me. Just keep doing what you're doing. And now we're really blessed. This is a great game, great competitors. Whenever you go against Rafik and Jamani, you know it's going to be a war. It's probably going to be whoever has the ball last, and they just ran out of time. It was a great game.
Now, Joe, I know Beenutt wanted to slap you upside the head. When you give Rafik 3 shots, you don't give one, but you just give him 3 shots. When you got that sack, the game was supposed to have been over with. And you kept giving it to him, and the referee was telling you, just ask. And I know in the game you get all tense. And like in the beginning,
Last play, I had to turn the guy and try to run back because I knew I couldn't cover them all. So I had to give myself a chance to at least make a tackle so we couldn't get that last score and tie it. Because in overtime, you never know what could happen.
that's right. You don't want to give him.
We got to try to end. We got to try to end it. Yeah, we got to try to end it in regulation. So. Hats off to Rafik because he makes you stay on your toes, and he's always going to bring his game. And Jamani played a hell of a game too. So it's sad somebody's got to lose, but I'm glad we came out on top again. Give it all to my buddy Brian. He always pulls us through.
Right. On the behalf of the 2019 River City Blast, Coaches Challenge, once again, y'all came, y'all stood up, you defend your title. Once again, back-to-back champion. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Brian Nutt, Joel Pritchard. See y'all guys the next game. Don't go nowhere. The championship game is next.
All right, folks, we will be right back on the Gridiron Buzz Network. Stand by. We've got our championship game coming up next. Kelley Newton versus Brian Beenutt. Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you're in. Welcome back to the Gridiron Buzz Network. We are just about underway for our championship game here at the 2019 River City Blast in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And man, we've had a heck of a game so far, or a heck of a tournament. We've had 32 coaches that we are down to literally the final 2 coaches of the evening, and it's going to be a great time. We got Coach Kelley Newton out of Kansas City, and then Brian Nutt, also known as Beenutt, out of the Dixie League area. He's got a massive solitaire.
Probably Beenutt, known as Brian Nutt.
I'll give you that. I will definitely give you the nod to that. And looks like we're ready to kick off. We've got the Colts versus the Tennessee Volunteers.
And I was just trying to soak up the atmosphere there right up to the minute. Trying to kind of get some vibe about what's going on. I think what we're going to see is an instant classic before this is all over. We've got a I'm not going to change anything mentality from Beenutt. He's going to run his thing. That's what he does. And then you got probably the master of coming to you with 5 or 6 different looks. And Kelley, this is just going to be one of those irresistible forces against an immovable object here. It's hard to say this game. I've been torn. GBN Nation has called out Beenutt to almost 65% now, up to the minute.
I do believe the polls are closed, so whatever they are now is what they're going to be. I think they closed about an hour ago.
And we all know how GBN Nation gets pretty close to nailing things. So
we've been pretty close, man. Super close in these games. So
we're gonna have Brian and Jeff, a good tag team here as referees. I don't expect much to get by either one of them because they're pretty thorough. Probably the best pick of referees we could have that's here. Very knowledgeable about the rules and very astute. So Brian kind of laying the law already as we're going into it. Clarification. Of course, you have Kelley that knows the rule book inside and out as well, but sometimes when you're engaged actually in the game, even though you know the rule book, you get tied up in what's going on and you kind of miss yourself being offside. You miss yourself doing something that's kind of a rule infraction. That's why we have referees. See, Kelley's even asking for clarification now, saying, hey, look, I want to know exactly what I can do here. What are you looking for?
All right, just about ready to go.
Okay, everybody set? Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. Everybody good? Okay, I'm going down the middle. All right.
Down the middle's the call, so here comes the kickoff.
Start that clock. Not yet. Start timer. Not yet. I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna say
We got our owners to our left in the suite. They got some sort of footrest thing going on. Hear a little bit of cackling. That's, yeah. Apparently they're finding something incredibly hilarious.
And we're off and running here on the kickoff play.
It's 35-minute time clock. We'll get ourselves synced up with theirs. Gonna take it from the 20.
And we have the King of Indiana join us. Good morning, Frank.
Frank Jacobs, how's it going, buddy?
Folks on. We'll just watch for live. We got Jason Laker out in Utah. We're kind of spanning the globe here. Disregard that whistle. That was just an inadvertent whistle that lets the timer know that you got to go here.
We'll resync back up with theirs. Both coaches agree to it. Both coaches do have 2 timeouts for the game. So they can use them at any point. Use them both in the first half, 1 and 1, or however they need to do it. Timeouts become crucial in this one, especially when you start talking about clock management, downs, position of field. There's a lot of stuff that can go into play here, so they've really got to be delicate with this. Beenutt has absolutely been on a tear with this passing. Kelley as well. We have not had Kelley under the lights in a little bit, I believe.
It's been a while.
Kansas City Twisters, when I think we might have seen him the last time. He coaches basketball, so it's one of those things. He was just kind of out for the season, and now he's back. So good to see him back in the and especially in this platform and this championship game.
But I like this because it puts Kelley in a hungry position. You know, this is really his kind of last shot getting down to the wire here, getting a gold ball and trying to punch his ticket for the World Championships. And here you got Beenutt, who's never won a TLC championship because he plays in so few. I asked him yesterday, he said, I played in one a long time ago, like years ago. He's usually teamed up with Joe Pritchett, and they're just masterful at the coaches' challenges, nearly undefeatable. And here's Beenutt on his own. And GBN Nation, you're in for a treat before this game's over. It's going to be intense. It's going to be, as you can see, a lot of fingers on the board right now. Every little centimeter on this board is going to be challenged today.
There we go. So a little bit of clarification. Looked like it was offside, so Beenutt got sacked, but he is going to take it. It's going to be 1st and 10. Now was 1st and 10. Now it's going to be 1st and 5. And looking for some illegal substance. Kelley might think that Beenutt had a little sticky tack down on the board underneath his man. And if you look at that stationary quarterback, he doesn't really move too much. So, you know, they are weighted. They have to meet the criteria of 4.0 grams or less. But at the same time, like, that guy should slide maybe a little bit. So they just want to make sure that there's no illegal substance where you can stick down. No magnets, no sticky stuff on the bottom that would cause that stationary quarterback to stick down at all.
And throughout the game, we'll highlight that quarterback a little bit. He's kind of a fun, he just dances in the pocket.
There he goes. Now he fell over.
Sometimes he fell over, and that's okay.
When you fall over, and this, it's not down, but you do have to turn the board off immediately. And we're going to see the dink and dunk continue out. It's going to go right out here to the flat. There it is, completed pass. And it's going to depend on Kelley and these safeties to make a good play. If not, it's going to be all the way for a touchdown.
We do know Kelley's got tons and tons of speed to burn here in running the. We have somewhat of a River City Blast Olympics that happened after the tournament, and he did well with his. He missed
50,
him.
40, 30, 20, 10, and touchdown. Friday night Legends touchdown. Beenutt and the Volunteers go up early, 7-0. 30 minutes remaining in the half.
See where John's kind of beat me to the answer to Don's question. I'll just echo it and put it in verbal. Coach Hunter's exactly right. What happens is, and we don't see this too often, where coaches elect to try to have a run back of a kick. You can set up and accept the kickoff and make your determination once the switch is cut off as to whether you want to bring it out of the end zone or not. Now, if you elect not to receive a kickoff, you automatically get the ball at the 25. If you elect to take a kickoff and decide not to run it out, then you kind of get penalized. You lose 5 yards and only get to start on the 20.
Yep. So good stuff there, and Beenutt with a little dink and dunk. I think his game plan has been the exact same the entire tournament. Clearly, it's worked this far.
He's Mr. Consistent, if nothing else. He's not going to change the system. He doesn't have to change it. He doesn't feel like he has to change the system. And like I said, Kelley's going to come at him about 9 different ways.
Oh, sure.
And this is going to be a test of wills here.
Definitely think so. Beenutt's definitely going to have to watch, the runs up the middles and that kind of thing. I think that's going to be a challenge for him. I can also see, Kelley can get guys open. If Kelley needs a man open, he can get it. So when you look at that and kind of all the things that are coming along with it, it's kind of a big deal here.
Well, Kelley's he's the ultimate technician. He's a college basketball coach. Was somewhat of a high school and a college dual sport, football, basketball. He went to the University of Oklahoma, was a basketball player there. Had a lot of success, played some like semi-pro type ball. Now he's a head coach of a college basketball program. So he's dissecting things. He's overly. It takes a special skill to coach. So he's looking for those things.
Pass has been called.
I called over 40, I think, in this game. I think when we started.
Yeah,
I think.
We'll throw the poll out here in a minute. Over 40.
I'm 100% confident we're going north of 40 right now.
Good pass. left-hand side of your screen.
It may be a day that the defenses can just sit on the sidelines. I think we're getting up and down this field like a pinball machine today.
Yep. Are we even going to see third down?
No. And
I mean, we haven't had to yet.
this game is going to be a track meet start to finish. They're not going to let up. I'm looking at one of those 48-51
There
games.
it is. Score right back. Friday Night
Where's
Legends
the
touchdown.
replays?
Yep.
Where's the replays into this game?
Colts
Where are
score
they?
back up 7-7. Kelley and his Colts with a Friday Night Legends touchdown on the board.
This game's not going to let up. We're in for a treat, guys. We're north of 50, maybe times 2 today. Can I just remind you, there's less than 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, that's insane. Insane. Tell you what. There we go. I've got some really cool third down stuff. I don't know where we're going to get to be able to use
Let's
it.
start running that on first down.
First down.
Yeah.
Might have to do that because I don't know, guys. This is intense. There you have them, guys. There's our guest referee. Looks like Jeff McCauley in the back. We got Kelley Newton in your foreground. Brian Nutt, also known as Beenutt, also known as Beenutt, also known as Brian Nutt, right?
Right.
That's the way it goes, right? Yeah, definitely cool guy, great ambassador for the hobby. Again, one of the very first people I ever met, walking into Bama Blast a few years ago, and yep, super cool. Just won the coaches challenge, and now he's on the line for winning the River City Blast. But he's got his hands full now. It's a 3-second runoff. Looks like Kelley can stand that guy back up, but they're going to take it at the 20. So these kickoffs aren't working for Beenutt right now. He's kind of taken from the 20 twice just because they didn't have.
Well, I kind of like the strategy. It's kind of giving him a dual option. If he sees something that he likes, that he can actually run it back out. I know 5-yard penalty is never fun, but at the same time, 5 yards with these offenses, that's like scratching your nose. It really don't mean a whole lot. So you just kind of move on. I like it. I like him to give the option and not just automatically table the fact that he doesn't want to run one back. The big thing is, well, we don't want to fumble. If you have an open lane and you can get through it, I mean, a fumble's a possibility on any play. So you take your chances with a run back if you got a lane.
So we'll take a look at the offensive line. I always like to do this in the games now. It sounds pretty cool. You just kind of see what kind of penetration you're going to see. And again, we've really got to watch this out here. He's just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Those are the big things that we've got to watch. So it's just more about maybe Kelley can do something with get the right tools here. Kelley can do something around this line here with these two guys in the middle. They might kind of be a little bit of a waste with nobody running up the middle, but we'll see what happens. Certainly these guys are well trained and they know their teams very well. So let's put our line back out for the line of scrimmage. Let's just see what kind of penetration these guys are firing off the ball.
I don't expect Kelley to get a whole bunch of penetration with
one
basically
man
is a
front,
one-man front, but
he moved it around.
the thing that Beenutt is consistent of is how deep his backfield set, and that's really a disadvantage to the defense to be able to get back there. I mean, that's an extra 15, 18 yards you have to run.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Quarterback can't be more than 15. So let's see if they're firing off. There we go. They are definitely firing off. I mean, you got a guy all the way out here, at the 35-yard line.
We're just going to watch this all afternoon. This is going to be a clinic about how to get open, how to pass, and how to score. He went short.
Second down.
Yeah, he went short. I was thinking, sure, he looked like he had a lane to him. Sometimes the camera angles can be deceiving, but it looked like he had a path there to go a little deeper than that.
Oh, we have our second down. We have not made it to third down yet in this game.
Steven talking about Sycamore and the nightclub being a double team. Let me just tell you, Steve, they've both been paid off. And I mean, they've both been paid. So
yeah, absolutely.
I didn't mean to say paid off. That just slipped out, but they have been paid.
No, really, it does take a pretty good in-sync referee crew. They don't want somebody to know the rules but kind of know the other's role and just.
Well, and they're going to be slapping hands when you reach out there. If you do something wrong, they're going to let you know right away. They're trying to run a tight game here. Everybody knows what's at stake here. There's
dink and dunk. Kelley knows he's got a man open. That's trouble. Man open with a good little bubble screen out in front of him at the 25. Pass is complete, so we're still probably not going to see a third down situation yet. Nobody to really be able to turn, maybe come from behind or all the way across the field deep at an angle, but that's really all it's going to be there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands defense.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. End zone. No third down yet in this game. Beenutt and his Volunteers go up 14-7 over Kelley.
Yeah, I really wish the guys would pick up the pace here because it's kind of being a boring game.
It has been a ping pong match.
We got guys falling asleep, and we might catch sleep cam yet today.
I don't know. We got owner suite. It might be them. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know if we should do that or not. Owner suite.
No, I don't want to get fired. Keep the camera off them. I don't want to get fired.
Yeah. We'll put them on cam. We got a nice little crowd. A lot of folks still hanging out.
Yeah, Stephen, talking about barbecue paychecks, well, really, I'll be honest with you. The barbecue disappeared like a T-Rex eating lunch. Barbecue was long gone.
Oh, my gosh.
But we did dig out a couple of stale biscuits out of the trash can. But just don't tell them that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. But, yeah, we did treat them to breakfast this morning. They're doing good.
Yep. But Joel Pritchard did make a mean barbecue.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. He's like, I'm going to hook you up. He gave me some brisket and some sausage.
And then he sat down there and guarded it like a pit bull to make sure nobody got doubles, extras.
He was good, though.
I went back for a sausage. He's like, you have to wait. Wait for what? I don't want to get back in line again. I'm here.
All right, so Colt's going to elect to take it at the 25. He had one play from the line of scrimmage, so we haven't really seen much from Kelley except for a touchdown at this point, which is a great thing, but it's like, I don't know what we're about to get into. Quarterback options to call. Plenty of guys open, got some screens, maybe a quarterback keeper here. Yep, quarterback keeper right up the middle. Going right this way. And tackled for maybe a short gain of about 3. So it's going to be 2nd and 7.
What a boring play.
In this game, at this point, yeah. Otherwise, I mean, you get 3 or 4 yards.
You're not even trying to get 3 yards. I could fall over and get 3 yards. No, I'm being silly, folks. I told you this was going to be a track meet from the start. We still got 20 minutes to prove that out in one half. It's been a while since we've seen one of these shootouts. The one that comes to mind, the last one that comes to mind was Charles and Pat Morris in the Deep South Super Bowl. That was a shootout, and it come down to a goal line stand.
Yeah. Or you could even go Pat Morris, Dr. Bob, Deep South Metro Football League.
Yes.
We've had some dog fights in there.
Why is it Pat's always involved in like the just knock down, drag out gang fights?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy with that. Yeah, definitely some crazy stuff going on there. So here comes Kelley and his Colts, 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line. Stationary quarterback's coming in. Again, he can only be 15 yards deep to start. I don't believe he can exit outside of a 20-yard box. Got a man open over here on the right flat. Should be pretty easy.
Just look ahead of this and see what you got. It's just nothing but green real estate.
Yeah, there's a stationary safety over the top, but Kelley's got some speed. I mean, he was pretty competitive in the speed competition last night, and I don't know. We'll see
So you see about 6 hands out there. That's because they're trying to make it right here.
You can't make your adjustments until the pivot has ended.
No, we need Mark to be the third referee.
Oh man, you wouldn't breathe without having. Oh, and he missed him. And
Looks like out of one.
Out of 2. So we've got our first Mr. National Red Zone alert, and still no third down. Get the camera angle reset for you.
So if you're looking for a game to be textbook offensive display of firepower, this is it. If you're looking for a game to know how to play defense, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, I don't know. This is tough stuff. And if guys, I know there's a lot of you joining in. Thanks for joining in. Again, we're about almost to the halfway point, first half of the Tournament of Champions championship game at the River City Blast here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you'll take just a second and hit that like or share button down there in the bottom left, share it to your page, show your friends, show your family what this hobby is all about. We would definitely appreciate it. I know a lot of you guys are jumping in, on your way home. Certainly, if you were here at the tournament, it was great to see everybody. But we would definitely appreciate all the help we can get. We're almost to our little mini goal of some followers and things that we've got going on. And just over a year, we have definitely just kind of blown this thing up. But can't do it without you guys, so definitely appreciate it. Got a little no gain there. It's going to be second goal.
Just along those lines, I'll just tell you that it took us almost a year to get to 1,000 followers. We've nearly doubled that now. We're knocking on the door of 2,000 less than 2 months later.
Yeah.
So the growth of this has just absolutely been phenomenal. It's thanks to you guys doing the sharing, doing the watching. Without an audience, we're playing to the crickets.
Yeah.
So, and we say this all the time. A lot of people pat us on the back, tell us how great a job we're doing, and we certainly appreciate that. It's the encouragement that drives us forward. But I always respond and say, if we don't have coaches of this caliber or coaches, period, putting on a show, then we got nothing. No one's going to sit around and watch the paint dry on the wall. You have to have some kind of excitement to this. And this game's certainly going to live up to the billing it already has. If it ended now, it's been a great game.
Oh, sure it has. Sure it has. So second goal after no gain on first down. We're at the 2-yard line. I think Kelley was trying to kind of run a little inside off the break, run for that running back there, but just couldn't quite get it. And now we've got overload on the right from Beenutt and stacking the box. It's going to have to be a quarterback rollout with a little flick. Keep your eye out right here. I definitely, because these guys are coming. Oh, didn't get it. Does he have a man open? Pass. He does have one right about the.
I think everybody's locked up and he's got receivers.
I think you got something going right here.
I think he's going to end up having to keep it and just go with it.
Cover sack. We'll get him backed up. Not necessarily a bad thing, but guess what?
Finally.
There we go. We finally got our first third down of the game.
That may be the only time today we play it.
I had to do it.
You got to take advantage of these opportunities. That may be the only time we get it out today.
Yeah, we needed that. Third down and goal. Kelley on the drive.
Here's one of these really kind of exotic formations that Kelley will pull up.
Oh, somebody hit the camera?
Where we went to?
That was weird.
Yeah. Our referee, Coach Phillips, is he's admitting guilt.
Oh, I might have twisted the whole thing around. Let's see if we can get back in frame. I don't even know where we're at. There we go. No worries.
Good FaceTime with Beenutt there. He needed it.
I might not be able to do what I need to do here. Yeah, we're kind of messed up. All right.
Yeah, we'll get back. Let's go to far end zone camera there. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, as long as I don't get blocked out, it should be okay. Sorry about that, folks. I get my camera and just...
We'll get back online here in just a second.
I don't want to shut it off, but I may have to. Hit the motor. Get it recalibrated. 3rd and goal. Is he going to get it? It's Friday Night Legends touchdown. Going for 2. Going to push it up ahead. So he's going to take it 6 points.
It's a gambler mentality. You're going to have to score a lot of points and score early and often, as we say. A few points isn't going to get you this game.
There we go.
We're back online. We'll find Brian before the game's over.
Yeah.
I'm thinking what? A couple bags of Skittles at least.
On that camera?
Well, maybe 4 bags of Skittles.
On that camera. If it was the other ones, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, going for 2. It's a big play here. Big play.
It's sort of kind of early in the game, but not really. I like the strategy. I mean, you're going to want to have to score a lot of points.
Well, that, and he gets the ball back at half, so he might be
Right.
able to make the. He's going to get the possession change. He's just got to.
I mean, even if you're down a point, in this game, not really, because
yeah, down a point, you still. I mean, you lose, but got plenty of time here. I get it. Maybe put a little pressure back on Beenutt.
well, I think both coaches are confident in their offense that they're going to be able to get up and down the field and score points. And Kelley's trying to just make that small difference maker, because if he can go on and get the lead here and maintain that throughout the game, somewhere down the end of the game, that one extra point's going to matter.
Ooh, I don't know if he got anybody.
He's a little bit in trouble here, but I think he's gonna. He can't. No reason to throw it away. Try to.
Incomplete. Cover sack. 13 to 14. 1 minute change of possession.
That's going to make for an interesting game here.
Oh yeah.
You know that separation now 1 point.
Yep, that changes things. I think it definitely put a little bit of try to put a little pressure on Beenutt to maybe know that he was behind. I don't know if Beenutt has played from behind the entire tournament. 52-point differential in pool play, and just walk through a lot of stuff. I mean, even the Pat Morris Beenutt game was tough.
Yeah,
but he never
he hit some stiff competition through the way that a lot of people would have folded under. He come in the tournament as #1 seed.
#1 seed. Pretty good stuff. So 20 seconds before we kick off.
This list of who these coaches come through kind of reads like a who's who of powerhouses in our game. Just listen to this list. Beenutt comes through Teron Gillespie, very accomplished player, first round. Second round, he takes out Brian Phillips. We all know how tough that is.
3-second runoff.
Third round, he takes out the consummate gunslinger, Pat Morris.
Wow, yeah. How do you top that? Like what?
So before you think Kelley had a cakewalk to get here, let me just remind you, in the first round he takes down Keith Powell. Second round he runs into Rafiq. Third round he runs into Charles Lane. So it wasn't exactly a stroll through the park for either one of these coaches to get here.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Trying to get my stuff reset. There we go.
We'll take an opportunity here at the first break. We'll get our field realigned. These guys laying over the field, bumping it and such. Camera's getting touched a little bit. I know we're out of line, but just be patient. We'll take the first break to get it realigned here. More royalty in the house. Welcome in, Marty.
Oh, Marty Thomas.
How's the building out there? I'm going to be in Vegas in about 2 months. I expect all that stuff to be done, all right? True story. Coming out to spend a week and hang out at the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to try to keep my money this time. I'm going to try to keep my money in my pocket. I've done funded enough of New York, and MGM they shouldn't need anybody else's money.
No, should be all right. So let's see what Beenutt's going to be about here. I'll drop this down here in a second. Pass has been called.
Kelley knows that he couldn't get to the pressure's not getting there. He's leaving receivers wide open.
Complete.
And we're off to green flag racing again right here.
Getting all my camera angles blocked here.
And you know what's remarkable too a little bit? Beenutt is not a total experienced TOC player. He plays in very few, if any, of these. In fact, you can almost say
down at the 18-yard line.
Nice run.
So that's going to be another first down. I don't think Beenutt has not seen a third down at this point.
No. But to finish, what I was saying is that it's remarkable that Beenutt's even burst in the rule set as well as he is. No, Brian and Jeff have been on him several times about reaching when you're not supposed to. Don't touch the guy until I tell you, that sort of thing. And they're correcting him, but he's not overwhelmed with just totally lost in the rule set. So another thing against, the pressure. I mean, Kelley's a very experienced TOC guy. He's on the rules committee, knows the rule book.
6 minutes and counting. Beenutt at the 18-yard line, looking to score again.
Yeah, Don, I see. We'll try to stay on the overhead as much as we can. It got racked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to fix it at halftime because it is messed up pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's a little out of commission because it got bumped, and we'll get back on it as soon as we can.
All my colors are messed up. This looks kind of funny right now.
18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Miss. Get him.
There we go. I might get it now.
He was engaged, so it's not a penalty. Separate. 40 ends.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, Marty, we hear you. We've been saying that all weekend. Beenutt just refuses to change. It's just a system that works for him, and he's up against the master of changing the disguising coverages and doing things. I think he's getting a little bit lulled to sleep about. And that's what Beenutt does to you.
Yep.
He just kind of bores you in. You look up, next thing you know, you're down 2 touchdowns.
That's where the opportunity is right now for Kelley to shut these down. And really, you've got to be able to take these safeties and move them up a little bit closer to try to keep that inside bubble out of the way, and then also pick up these running backs. So he has had a cover sack or two, so it's not the end of the world, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Those safeties not doing a whole lot. Beenutt's not trying to go over the top. I mean, not that he can't pass that way, but he's having plenty of opportunity right in the middle. And he's got a lead block right here, so it should be a touchdown.
Well, I think the referee's going to reset him. He bumped way up. Yeah, we're going to stop. Yeah, he inadvertently did it. He didn't mean to do it, but he bumped his man forward about 2 yards right there.
He cannot touch him. That's it. Okay, do that. Okay. Start the clock back. 3:48. Okay, let's go. On you. 10.
Got to reset.
Yep. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We gotta hit. Hands. We gotta hit. They got to go. Stop the clock. Stop your clock. Put 329. Put 329. Take it back to 329. Put 329 on that. Somebody else hit that because I need Jeff here when I say go.
Okay, Charles, got it.
Okay.
Is this store?
Yeah. Right.
On line.
Okay. 1, 2. I'll say go. 3. Go.
There we go. Got him synced back up. So the thing is, like, if you have a receiver, you can pivot him, but if he can't make contact with another player, you can't move him any further, you can't gain any yardage, and that was what all this clock stoppage was about there. Referees are on top of it. They want to make sure everybody's good to go. That way, you know, you don't have somebody trying to, a receiver or ball carrier trying to bump out of there. And
Well, it's a crucial part of the game, of time of the game. You know, we're down inside the red zone right here. Time's winding down. You want to get this one right. You don't want an advantage to either team. You want to get it set where it should be getting set. And I spotted it right immediately when Beenutt. He didn't mean to do it, but when he reached out to reset his player, he knocked everybody forward about 3 yards.
Yep, and that's centimeters matter, millimeters matter, and yards certainly matters in this game. It can definitely make or break something. So there we go. Now we've got the safety starting to come up a little bit. There's the angle. There's the angle out here to try to catch this. Watch this inside screen. Trying to get a little bubble going right about in there.
Short bump on the switch. And I think we're going to say the switch malfunctioned again.
I know. That's my 217. 217.
I'll redo it again. We'll get it straightened out. Oh, is this going to be one of those moments again? Is this going to be? Oh, I thought we were about to have it yesterday. We had Charles Lane underneath the table. Underneath the table.
Again.
But he's not there now.
He was like a pit crew yesterday.
I'll wait on this. I'll wait on this shot. We didn't have the sleep cam, but we had the pit crew cam. That's for sure.
Okay. Okay, we get your point.
No, I was going to unscrew it and redo it.
Okay, no, but we got the point. We got the point. If he have it again, he's going to have to play that play from there. That's fine. That's fine.
Replaying the play. Alright, we'll get it back up and running. Almost lost the whole chaos again. In the meantime, we may pan over to the owner suite. Let's see what we got.
229.
229, you got it.
Somebody hit that button again.
So we're just going to be able to set up and then run it.
Yeah, Jimbo, I know what you mean there. But if you go back and get a chance to look at the actual play, when he reached the pivot, he actually knocked everybody forward. It was inadvertent. He didn't mean to do it.
I'll be able to put it up in.
And Brian and Jeff directly on top of it.
Yeah, we'll take a new. We'll take. Are you getting ready to head out?
No.
Yeah, we'll take it at the end. So.
And that's all. We just wanted to make sure we got it absolutely correct. So. On this particular play, talking about the switch malfunctioning, so we just reset the play.
There we go. There's our owner's suite.
3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, start, go, clap.
You got it.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. Quarterback options to call.
Quarterback's options to call.
5, 4,
We'll come back to the owner suite here in just a second. We had a crucial moment with the time and all the things going on, the switches and all that. Want to make sure we are back in sync for that. So here we go. Quarterback option. 20 seconds to make the pass. He does have a man in the end zone. He's going to have to go deep, but he's also got a man out on the left flat. So what are we going to see here?
He's going to try to kind of sidearm this thing a little bit to
save the replay just in
yeah,
case.
It could be potentially.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got him.
It's going to be down
Calling
to
it to one.
Third down.
You ran a play before. You did.
It's third down.
It's third. Yeah.
Third down. Guess what time it is? We get another one. First Beenutt's first. Third down of the. Let's see if we can clear that out. There we go. There we go. Big play here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 56, 5, 4, 6, 56, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands. What do they got? 5, 4, 20, 19.
And as usual,
17.
when the switch quits, Beenutt's got so many picks to make.
Option here, option here, option here.
I probably wouldn't go to anybody. Maybe that the fourth one that you highlighted there. The third one definitely not. He's got to throw over a defender.
He's going here though. Incomplete. He did hit the traffic. Got it. Timeout at 7 seconds. We're going to put 7 seconds back
He's
on the
going to
clock.
go for it. Chooses not to do, in a 1-point game, he chooses not to do the field goal.
Timeout Beenutt.
Timeout Beenutt.
Timeout Beenutt at 4th and goal. Trying
I
to
think
get
he
it.
likes his chances here, but me personally, I think I'd kick the field goal to get the lead back. Kelley's going to get the ball back in the second half, and you want to start a half with the lead if you can. Now, if he doesn't punch this in the end zone, he's probably going to kick himself a little bit for not getting points on the board and taking the lead.
Yep. Big play here.
We're missing here, Jimbo.
1 minute setup.
1 minute setup. Got plenty of time, so we still got time for the owner suite. We'll go back to them. There they are. There they go. They're famous. We couldn't do the GBN without them, so thank them. That's in the foreground is my mother-in-law, new mother-in-law to me, my favorite mother-in-law, Sandra Walker. There's Mom in the middle, and my wife to the outside, Chelsea Walker. Also our own version of, Chelsea Walker, Fisher, same. I don't know what she doesn't know. I don't know. It's my wife. Whatever. We'll go.
I'm just surprised you didn't change your last name to hers.
I definitely could have been a part of that.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. That's our very own Aaron Andrews if we need one. So she was going to sing the national anthem, but
I couldn't get my bald head out of the way there. I forgot the camera was over my shoulder.
Right over you.
I'm looking and I'm like, well, I don't see no owners unless he's a half hairy bald head.
I had it in frame. That's okay.
3, 2, 1, hands. 6, 5, 4.
So here we go. last play of the half, and then we'll take
Gutsy call here.
kind of a quick break. 7 seconds. I mean, there's enough time if he decides to throw it away. He can call timeout and have it use the last one if that's what he's got to do, but I wouldn't do that yet. One off the break. Here comes the run. We have not seen Beenutt run under the lights. Touchdown.
Crammed it in the hole.
Friday Night Legends touchdown. Volunteers go up 21-13. Oh, excuse me, 20-13.
Another Gutsy call.
Well, it eliminates the field goal if he gets it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Puts a field
Another
goal.
interesting
It's not a bad thing.
call here.
We went. Let's give him the proper due first. Give him a 6. So it's 20-13. There we go. That is going to end the half after this play.
So you all already started your own fan club.
Yep. Yep. Owner Suite Fan Club. There you go. They asked for more comfy seats. We'll figure out something eventually. If anybody has suggestions, I'm sure we can figure something out. But man, open on the left flat at the 5-yard line, maybe the 4-yard line. You got to throw through a little bit of traffic. It's going to be a race to the finish, so I'm going to definitely have to zoom in on that. Oops, let's get this way. Yep, we're going to stay right here on the station. We are going to bring in some guests to our booth. I'm going to get a little closer on this action, see what we've got here. Stopped him. No go. So 20-13. That's going to end the half. We stay put right here. We're going to have some pretty good stuff going on. There we go. We are in halftime.
All right, guys. That's a super half, just like I promised. I said we were going to be in a track meet all day. It's just a matter of time before we lock in 40 points on each side, I think. But with us in the booth here, we have Mr. Darrell Brevard and one of the TLC committee chairman out of the D.C. Capital City Clash area. We were just up there not too long ago. Had a great time, great stop, great tournament, hugely supported. Getting a little clarification here what we're doing here. All right, we're going to roll with ours. We got a big tournament coming up after this one, and we spend a lot of time and we explain the 6 legs of the TLC, and this being the 5th leg, and the 6th leg will actually culminate directly after that with our World Championships. You win one of the 6 legs, you punch your ticket in automatic. There's 2 at-large bids that come off a point system. If somebody's won a leg and they can't attend for some reason, it goes right down the ladder to the next person, and so on. So we got another big tournament after this. Talk about a little bit about what we're going to end up doing and looking at it in Richmond. No, what are we doing? Oh, he's reading the rule. We'll pause here.
We'll cause the clock to stop and the clock to resume at the following kickoff upon the receiver. Let us finish, Beenutt. Receiver running the ball out of the end zone or the receiving coach first play from the 20-yard line if they let to take the touch back. She won't convert this to be treated like any play from scrimmage. Noted you're right.
Halftime, yeah.
All right, we'll go resume.
Yeah. We got enough rules junkies in here. I don't know why that was an issue, but I'm glad we got that straight. Now, I'll just, they heard what I said before when we were into that, but tell us a little bit about what we can expect here coming up in Richmond soon.
Richmond is the top 8 coaches
Yeah, let's just go ahead and talk over.
The champions of each tournament will get together in Richmond. They already have an automatic bye until the final day, the final week. So once we go through the pool plays and all that, we'll get to the championship rounds of the tournament. Richmond should be huge.
Well, we've been getting some questions all morning about kind of what else besides the TLC tournament might we be able to expect? Is that kind of, I know that's kind of the highlight of the weekend, kind of the culmination of the end of the season. We're winding down, but we're gearing up at the same time to crown a new champion. But is there anything built around that for the weekend?
Well, yeah. We're gonna do similar, like you guys got a preview of last night, the Olympics.
The Olympics, yeah, that was great.
The Olympics will be back because we actually heard, the hobbies and, we need to do other things,
right.
just play. So we're trying to, we talk to David and Charles to try to see how this thing could go. And it went off pretty well last night.
Oh, it was great. It was a ton of fun.
And
yeah.
David, of course, just David
being David, we know. Yeah.
With the chocolate pudding was definitely something different.
And I want to take a little bit of credit for that because he and I have been talking about this all the way since like back at Canton, I believe.
Okay.
It's his idea to do it, and we just kind of brainstorming, going back and forth, and he'd come up with an idea and I would come up with something. So the whole get knocked off into the pudding type thing, I kind of mentioned to him, but I took it one step further than they haven't done this yet. I want to see this happen. I said the best thing you can do is take a bunch of neon pink glitter and just dump it in and mix it all up. I mean, guys hate glitter. That's,
wash it off afterwards.
yeah, well, maybe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that glitter. I mean, the pudding will go away, but the glitter may not. So he's not for that idea just yet because he's like, no, we're having a hard enough time getting knocked in the pudding.
Wow, yes.
So, but now some of the questions we're getting though are we going to be looking at maybe having some kind of amateur type tournament or a secondary tournament going on?
Yes. Been in talks with Steve Talk. He wants to introduce his game.
The game system,
right.
Game
system, and we're going to try to do some amateur stuff with some of the guys that's novice of the hobby. That play in their own it's going to come some solitaire leagues.
Solitaire, right.
And, new guys. Because we know that we're going to expect a real big crowd here. So we're going to try to give something for everyone.
Well, one of the fun ideas I always think of in events like this is any things along the lines of like what I would call a pro-am, where you would take a pro coach and match him with something like what we saw with the Coaches Challenge, but a pro with an amateur and let them go at it as a team. I'd really like to see something like that because
that's a great idea.
Yeah, well, some of the amateurs, I mean, think about just kind of coming in the hobby and trying to learn and having the opportunity to get paired with a Brian or yourself, or here's Pat Morris over here, DR, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey, look, that's something that's been talked about too, especially with Kenny Allen. That was one of Kenny Allen's biggest things when he first started this thing out. And talking to the guys and all the tournament organizers and the guys within the group of organizers that we're doing this, we're trying to get back to the roots of this thing because we're all getting older. We have to bring the younger kids, younger guys up, so they can be able to take over this thing, and we cannot do it no longer. So that's something that's going to play. We're going to have a lot of things in store for Richmond. A lot of different things. Like I said, the amateur tournament. We're going to put that together. We're going to, that would be a great idea to do a coaches challenge with a newbie with a pro-am coach. Yeah, pro-am. Yeah, so that's something that we can definitely look into. But I'm just really getting excited about this.
Yeah, and it's a great venue. It's it's kind of centered in the hotbed of electric football. I know we've got guys scattered all over the country, but It's just kind of the birthplace, not really the birthplace, but kind of the mecca that we all draw to is up and down that East Coast. And Richmond's always been kind of a, Dallas is another one that's kind of comes to mind like that. But, you know, if we look at, and we say this all the time on air, we get a lot of pats on the back and we get hugs and we get well wishes and you know, it's great to feel that. But I always respond and say we wouldn't have this network. Even though the network, I believe, and we'll take credit where we can, the network, I believe, has a huge impact in promoting the hobby. But at the same time, if we have no product, if we don't have this to display. So, and I've been a strong proponent to say I believe that the TOC is drove by the leagues. It starts in the leagues. That's the ground floor. You develop, you master your craft, and you move into this as a highlight of what you do in a career. However, it's always about the league.
Yes.
You have to build from the league.
Yes. And if you notice, over the past couple of years, most leagues are starting to go to the TOC rules.
Right.
With a little tweak here or there. But what you're saying is absolutely correct. Without the leagues, without guys coming from those leagues, coming to these events, and taking the information back to the league,
Sure.
getting the league mates, that don't normally travel or don't normally come and play in this thing, getting them more, like, oh man, y'all had this type of fun this weekend.
Right.
It becomes intriguing.
Well, and going back to the leagues, this is what I say this all the time, and it was one of the things that we recognized right off the bat early on. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Here we are promoting this in the best way that we know how and broadcasting, and a lot of people think we're already into the ESPN realm of the world, and we're flattered by that.
Yes.
But one of the drawbacks of showing it at this level is people sometimes forget that we're showcasing the world's best players.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they tend to make this game look really easy. When you hit a 70-yard pass, when you open up a hole and run 60 yards for a touchdown, they tend to make it look easy. So one of the drop-offs that we see is somebody sitting at home, they see it, oh, I love that, I had that as a kid, and then next thing you know, they're pulling their old board out from under the bed or out of the closet, and they're blowing off the dust, which is a good thing. I'm not knocking it. That's what we should all aim to do, is bring people to the hobby. But then they show up at a TOC with, a late 70s Fab 5 team that's never been touched and never been tweaked, and wonder why they get blown off the board.
Yes.
Now, there is the crucial fork in the road. You have to make a decision and understand that these guys spend hours and hours and hours honing their craft. And if you have to make a decision if you're willing to go that route.
Yeah.
But I want to find some way. Yeah, we're fine. I want to find some way that when we have a jump-off point before that, before they have to make that fatal decision that I can't play at this level, so I'm not going to. I think there's something that's lost in translation. They go into a mode of there's nothing else but this, and I'm like, look, your local league.
Yeah.
That's where you have to get to.
And what you're saying, Rob, is so true. So we get a lot of guys, because we play in a public venue. It's like, for example, East Coast, we play in a public venue. So we get a lot of guys that inquire from you guys' feeds and that's been seen shown on the internet and all that. So we get a lot of inquiries, man, about, hey, how can I come by? How can I see this and all that? So what we do is, with that is that we get these guys, man, and we bring them in. They come in and we talk to them, and we like, hey, first off, this is expensive art.
Can be, yes.
This is not the norm from when you were going to the 5 and dime store buying a team for
$5.
Yeah, $5 or something like that. It's not like that. This is expensive. Put that out there first, because guys are like, man, you didn't tell me it cost this much. You didn't tell me it was this, that, and other. So, and a lot of times, I say for us guys in the East Coast, we kind of, when a new guy come in, we kind of give them like a care package.
Yeah, get them started.
Get them started, like we call it a starter pack. So, get them going and all that. So, just like Brian, when Brian a few years ago reached out to me and he came in, gave him a starter pack, and he had the old teams, he had every team, old Meagle teams he had. It was crazy. And he was like, wow, man, I got to get some of this new stuff. I wouldn't be able to compete. But because it's competitive, nature, competitive attitude, he was able to, in a short period of time, he's only been in the hobby, back in the hobby for 3 years now.
Well, and that's the exact example of what I'm saying. When you hit that fork in the road, he's the one that took the right fork.
Yes.
He's the one that said, look, I got it. It's going to take time. I've got to work hard. I've got to study. I've got to listen when I'm being taught. And he's kind of still in that mode, but he's become a fierce competitor.
Yes.
So now we got to figure out how we keep the guys from going to the left fork, which is, look, I got smoked. I ain't never coming back.
Yes. And it all starts with conversation.
Right.
It all starts with relationships, and having them make sure they have the understanding that this thing is not, you can't compete right away. You know what I'm saying? Unless you put the work in.
Well, I've talked to so many of the great legends in this hobby, and I know most of them, but they're still breathing air. And what I can tell you is almost to the person, they're going to tell me that they took a whole bunch of butt kickings before they figured it out. It's you got to pay your dues. And if you don't have the stick-to-itiveness, and I wouldn't recommend anybody walking in the door and jumping into TLC.
No.
Not right away.
No.
Because you get your feelings hurt.
Yep.
But what I do recommend is start watching, start hanging out. This is prime. One of the things that I'm really proud of with the project that we put together with this network is the ability to guys sit on their couch and put this on a 55-inch big screen and actually analyze it like game film.
Yes.
And start learning. Say, hey, how did that formation work? Well, let me go back and look at this.
Yeah.
And so we're nothing but a tool to promote what we're trying to do. And if you're not using it, we get guys come up to us all the time and say, man, I don't want to play on the network anymore. Well, what's the matter? Why wouldn't you want to be on the big screen? Well, we're playing to 20, 25,000 people. Well, because it'll make everybody know what I do. Well, you know what I'm saying? Mike Turner's the leader of that, and I'm not calling him out really, but it's just an example. He's like, man, y'all got so much game film on me. He said, I can't even get a game plan together to play a game because somebody already knows.
Regardless, you have to put them in on the field. And someone has to stop them. So that's the thing. Prime example, Ransom Fox.
Oh, yes.
The kid at the Clash.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He did studying and all that. Even with all the studying he did, he still, once he got on the board, he realized that he still needed to get up to a whole different level.
But didn't he have a great showing, though?
He had a great showing.
He was competitive right off the bat.
Yes, but that all comes from watching film,
Yep.
watching videos of tweaking, seeing, what guys do out here. And it's just been fantastic. But hey, he is.
And I call him a student of the game. There's a lot of people that are students of the game,
Yes.
and that's what shortens that incubation period, if you will, when you walk through the door. How fast are you going to grow is directly related to how much homework you're willing to do.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. Just like this guy Kelley. Kelley came on the scenes about 4 years ago. Lynn brought him in, talked to him in the neighborhood, out in Kansas City. And this guy, I remember seeing him playing against him first game. Matter of fact, first tournament was in Cleveland, and at a con event, and he came out and he asked questions. He sat at the table, sat and listened to the older guys, and seeing what they was talking about and what they need to improve. And of course, he had a good mentor in Lynn. Lynn made sure he was, okay.
Right.
But just seeing different things is important, and especially when you sit back and you talk to some of the guys.
Well, and I say this all the time. Look, I know a lot about this game. I've been around for a long time. I analyze games. I watch people's habits. It's what helps me to get as close as I want to get to as far as broadcasting and putting on what I believe is a fairly quality analysis of what's going on. Having said that, I will tell people I'm no expert at anything. I don't know everything. There's no way I could possibly know everything. And if you want to learn, I'll teach you all I know. And when you run out of that knowledge, I'll pass you on to the next guy that knows something.
Exactly.
And that's if we all don't have that mentality, if you have a selfish mentality, no, I know this knowledge and I'm not going to give it to anybody else, you're only hurting yourself.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
You're just hurting yourself because I want the guy across from me to be better than me. I always want to be striving to try to catch up.
Catch up to be better, yeah, than where you are. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
I'll take care of it.
Well, Darrell, it's been nice, man. You can sit here,
Yes.
be a part of it.
Yeah, I
got-
just before we leave out, guys,
Sure.
if you haven't booked your rooms for Richmond, please do. Please, these rooms are gonna go fast. They're starting to be fill up now, and just spoke to the lady in Richmond on Friday. So she was asking about another block of rooms. So look like it's gonna be a good crowd, and look forward to seeing you guys. But this event here went off without any hitches and glitches or whatever, and they were Charles and the crew have done a fantastic job this weekend. And look, and like you say, I heard earlier you guys were talking about the champions. It's been how different it's been. It hasn't been a repeat champion yet.
No.
So it lets you know that the product is good.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think life would be pretty boring if the same guy got the trophy all the time. I mean, kudos to him. It makes him demigod status, but it's boring to the rest of us.
Yes.
You know. No, we haven't. Since we've been on the scene, we have not had a repeat champion.
Yeah, it's been this thing has been tough. This has been some tough competition. This looks like it's gonna be a good pass.
5, 4, 3,
Good pass.
2,
22-yard line.
10,
Finally got one out there.
9,
Hey, Beenutt has played a fantastic,
Hasn't he, though?
fantastic weekend.
Yeah, and we're so glad to be able to showcase him a little bit. A lot of people know more of him from his decal work and things like that, and he plays a huge amount of solitaire games. But what people forget is that guy's a monster. He can play, man.
You know, guys don't know around the country because they don't never see him playing a lot.
Right.
You know, he hosts his own tournament.
Oh yeah.
You know, so he's been around the hobby a long time. You know,
Oh, yes.
fierce competitor. You know, won a few Meagle championships back in the day. Yeah, you know, so this guy's been
Well,
around
and
a while.
he even told us yesterday, he's like, look, this is only the second TLC tournament I ever played in.
Yes, he has.
So, and here he is. Of course, he's locked up, kind of like a lion and a tiger in the same cage right now. But he's locked up with Kelley. But it's nothing given yet. But here he is on the verge of winning the championship. You know, and I was just going over kind of who did what. Kind of go back over it again. If guys think that we just handed this place to him, Teron, just remind Teron, Gillespie, Brian Phillips, and Pat Morris. That's a pretty heavy day's work.
yes.
Okay.
That's what weekend did. It's not even counting.
Yeah, and we looked around the room. And it was like any one of these games could be championship games. And then on the other side, Kelley got here with Keith Powell, Rafiq, and Charles Lane. That's some heavy lifting.
Absolutely right.
All right, guys. So I'll take the mic for just a second. I want to talk about a little bit. You guys are asking about what happened at the end of the first half in regards to the points or what happened to Kelley's final play. So there's a little bit of confusion. Effectively, there was no time left on the clock once Beenutt scored. Not when he went for two, but once he scored, and that did end the half. If, as an example, Beenutt would have scored and there would have been 2 seconds left, then Kelley would have gotten another play.
Yes,
so that's what the question was. Does he get it just because it ended the half? No, there was no time left on the clock off the official game clock. Ours might have showed just a little bit because we had a stoppage and back and forth, but there was no time left, and that's why there was no additional play at the end of the half. So they got it right. They read the rule book and they got it straightened out. So just wanted to make sure everybody was clear on that. The referees and everybody, the rules committee did come together to make sure we had the right call.
Let's work a little analysis here while we got Darrell in the booth with us. Let's bring up some telestrated stuff.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Hey man, this is a new feature.
Oh yeah, every tournament we got to break out a new toy.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
I was looking at the screen earlier. I was like, oh wow, that's a telestrator.
Yep. So here's what we've got, and this is what we've seen from Beenutt. This is now his third game under the lights, really. With this, we saw him against the game against Pat Morris, and then of course in the Coach's Challenge, and now he's here in the championship game. It's all about right here. That's exactly what we're seeing, and then this bubble screen to come right back inside. Depending on the traffic that happens, the speed of maybe these linebackers and loopers that are coming in, and then what happens here in the middle. Those are the differences in this play.
Now let's leave up the telestrator until after the play, after the
we'll
cut,
right here.
And we'll see. And this is how we break down film, and this is how we analyze stuff. So the telestrator is just a tool that allows us to think out loud. I can promise you we'll be pretty close.
There it is. Look at this guy. I even put him where his arrow was supposed to be.
Now, what do you think? Is that accident? Or is that knowledge, or is that accident?
Yeah, here we go. We'll clear it out. And he hit the guy with that was right there. Look at that. I was on the line. Man, I was drawing pass for guys earlier yesterday. You run the replay, he just ran right down my line. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So, nice pass by Beenutt. But so all of his passes are basically getting back to the line of scrimmage, essentially. Yes. And so high percentage passes, good tackle. High percentage passes, but also give him a lot of options, and it's a sync thing. He's got a good momentum with that. And we did put up a poll, guys. If you haven't had a chance to vote, it should pop up on your screen as you're coming in. It'll say, hey, who's got the momentum? 60-40 right now. I'll leave that open for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Beenutt's got the momentum. I just wanted to kind of see what everybody felt like the energy was like. I would tend to agree with that for right now. It's a tough, but I mean that's not a big gap.
And I'm gonna tell you, our GBN Nation, when we put polls up like that, 99% of the time they're right on the money. If we put up a score prediction, we put up a win or loser prediction, I mean, they're right on it.
Yeah, they did. I closed the polls at 10 o'clock. We had a who would win, and I believe Beenutt was up like 70% or something. It's like 70. So, yeah, it was a. I'll look here. I don't know where it closed out at. Let's see. 68-32 percentage-wise, Beenutt, with 35 votes. So it's not like just a two-person job here.
That guy coming out the backfield, number 20, is dangerous.
Yep, there it is. And his passing has just been phenomenal. I mean, he's in the 85-90% passing range right now.
He missed one pass out of every 8.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But you won't see him throw a pass downfield past the line of scrimmage more than about 10 yards. Now, the actual pass, if you look how long that was 25 yards, really. But by the time you got the drop back plus the
good defense
on
Kelley's part.
Did it get him just a yard short?
It's a yard short.
Third down, I believe.
Third down.
I'll catch it up here. It's a big play.
This team, Beenutt seems pretty standard, five figures, not a whole bunch of custom figures on the team. He's sticking with the traditional men.
And I really think great passers come in different forms. We all kind of concede that Rafiq is the world's greatest passer as a whole. But he passes differently. You got Beenutt that's high percentage passer, but he's not going to take a lot of risky throws. I've seen Rafiq throw things through thunderstorms that most grown men, and so another great passer comes to mind is Will Chalmers. But they're in a different package. They do different things to all be considered a great passer. But Beenutt's just Mr. Accurate. I mean, he just.
That guy right there again.
There's the bubble screen.
And if you notice, every set, every play looks almost identical to the 5 before it. Mm-hmm. But he's effective, and that's what I said. Is there an ugly win? I'm not sure there's an ugly win. You win the ball game. Mm-hmm. That's how you have to do it. And I hear guys say, well, I can stop that. I can do this. Come show me. Because it hasn't happened yet.
You're absolutely correct. First down.
It's going to be a Gridiron Buzz Network first down.
to the last tournament, and it's been
Well, we're looking forward to Richmond because what it'll do, and we appreciate those kind of words. Like I said, we draw inspiration off of. We float on the wings of our supporters, and they're starting to mount up like an army now because, when we're playing, I ask people all the time, when's the last time you played this game in front of 20,000 people? And they look at me like, a lot of the games we do top 20,000 views.
Watch out this bubble screen. One man on there.
and I don't think no one's really figured this out.
Oh, he got tailed. He got tailed by that. He got tailed that time. He didn't have enough time to make it. So maybe a little outside pressure to come up. But
look at the protection now.
Good pass this way.
There's a window right there. That's a long pass, but
Got a man down. If that defender was still standing up, it'd make it tough.
Going downtown.
Longest pass I think we've seen Beenutt. He missed. So
inside.
Yep. Second down.
A rare miss there.
Yeah. He doesn't miss too many.
So interesting stuff here. One man on the front, but chased him down. Now I wonder if he's going to stay with that strategy, because I bet if we go back up top here, again, watch, is he going to pivot maybe somebody back this way with that one man front and just kind of let him slip through? Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was getting pursued. I mean, that guy didn't have a chance that time. But now, instead of the inside screen, we've got the outside coming to maybe chip that guy. Yep, there it is. There's the pivot into the inside. No help over here. You got to watch this pressure. If he can angle at him, we'll see though. Maybe move those safeties up in there a little bit. There you go. Last minute pivot. That may be crucial heading this direction. Ooh. He's getting it down.
He got him again.
He's got that same lane.
Same lane,
But no defenders down, so now he's got to throw through traffic. Just an idea. We could have just hit replay except for that defender standing up. That'd been about it. Incomplete, third down. So that pressure's getting to him now. Anybody want to change their vote on the momentum poll? Might be
well,
about
and to finish the statement I was making before, you take, when we first started this, and the reason we're looking so forward to Richmond is because it will complete the first complete full cycle year since we started the network. So, and we've done the World Championships before. We've done Richmond, we've done Dallas, but we haven't done a complete cycle yet. So it's here's where it all started a year ago. This was our first TOC, so we kind of jumped in mid-season last year, and that's what's going to be special for us, is to actually say that we've completed. We only have one world champion on the trailer, and that's Adrian. So there's a high probability we'll have a second one here, a different one, which is great.
Yeah.
outside the tackle box. Got to be inside the tackle box. Can't be anything outside. It looks like they might have got to move that way. So that'll give Kelley an opportunity to respond and make it a slight adjustment. Oh, that pressure is coming, guys. Yeah.
Good pick up there.
Yep.
On that guy.
Yep. Got that defender down. Is that a stationary safety? It might be a
That's stationary guy that's laying down.
Yep. So he'll be able to stand back up in place.
Yeah. So he's making him go one way.
Yeah. Got one thing right here in the middle. That's all.
It's a little screen right
Should
here.
be an easy pass. Bubble screen, but
And look at the spin on his receiver. He knows that guy can loop hard. That's But all he's looking to do here is pick up the first down, keep the ball, keep the chains moving. If he gets a little extra, that's even better.
Third and 10, big play.
Looper can get to him.
Got him. One, fourth and 9.
A lot of ground that time.
Yeah.
When we laid the plan out for this network, we had many production meetings before we actually launched. I filled up 3 notebook pages full of notes of what we wanted to do. I had to go back and we had to start staging them in phases in order to have some logical progression. We couldn't worry about having loudspeakers until we got certain things in. We couldn't worry about having 5 cameras until we could run 3. And so we started phasing everything. And what started out to be a 10-phase project And we kept adding. It's kind of like the honey-do list. I've never understood the math of honey-do because I scratched 2 off at the top and she adds 5 at the bottom. I'm not sure how I ever catch up to that, but that's kind of what we're dealing with is the phase list. And so originally we had 10 phases.
Almost got him again. He's got to set those loopers just a hair bigger. He's only missing them by about 4 yards.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like that board is really hot right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle. They're taking off.
There's a sweet spot in there.
Outside to the right, about the 32. Yep.
It bounced.
It did bounce. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. 1 minute change of possession coming up.
So we laid out this 10-phase plan, and we started working the plan. Well, phase 1 kind of went quickly, and 2, we kind of got through it, 3. And then we started getting to phase 8 and phase 9. We said, we're almost there. But by the time we got there, we'd added all the way through like phase 15. So we're really not there. So on a 15, 16 phase plan right now, we're at about phase 9. We're not even halfway where we already have recognized where we want to be. And so a lot of it we're restricted with, I can stay home and take care of the dogs, as I say. He's got to work a day job, make sure the lights stay on. So we have to work around his work schedule, and sometimes that's not real easy. And in the last couple months, we both bought new houses within a week of each other, so we had simultaneously moves. And it's not like we had crews laid on. I'm his crew, he's my crew type thing. And so we're still not complete with a move. He's got a storage shed still full of stuff yet, and it's been 3 months now.
Yeah, and then she's got an apartment that I've got to move all that stuff out of. So we're
and then the marriage.
Yeah, they get married. Yeah, so
he got out of the country for like 2 weeks. I didn't even have phone contact with him. And everybody knows that I sit around and dream the stuff up, but he's the technical wizard that builds it.
Put it all together.
You know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Kelley's going to come out. Well, even Beenutt's in a.
This is a little different offense here. Let's see here.
Yeah, well, we got maybe a flat here.
Yeah, I'm trying
Watch
to concern.
this.
Yeah.
This is it right here.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. He's yep.
5, 4.
It's gonna be a free play. Yeah, he got out there pretty good.
Top right of your screen about the. He can make his choice here. I think he's going a little deeper than that. He's going down to about the.
Think he's gonna go
20?
to the
Yeah, I think he's going down to about the 22 there.
No, I wouldn't either. He's got to throw over some more traffic. He's got a little clearer lane right there. And that guy that got out there pretty good. He's right in that. I think you're right, Darrell. The speed of that board is just pretty hot right there. Good pass.
Yeah. And at worst, he's going to end up in some kind of field goal range here.
Yeah, I played Kelley early on in the tournament, and he has a Dallas clock over there. The guy that's the top right of the screen. And the way he has an angle, he doesn't run straight.
What the ability with the play? All right, 5, 4.
So the guy doesn't run straight. The way he runs, he angles out to the sideline, and it's a fantastic play. Wow, he got that to the end zone quick.
Yep, there you go. Got it up. I was going to say, what's the touchdown there? A little melodramatic. We were trying to sort out exactly. He was going for 1, going for 2.
Yep. Touchdown for Kelley. 2 timeouts remaining, so he's in good shape. Up a touchdown, but plenty of time left, especially with, if it's the ping pong match that we saw in the first half, there was like 3 plays and 3 scores.
Well, I got confidence in these guys. With 9 minutes left, we're still 3 touchdowns away from ending this thing.
That's crazy. Wow, a lot of points here.
Yeah, where are we at? 47 total right now.
Yeah.
Has the poll changed?
No, the poll. I posted it now. I made everybody lock in. They had 1/3 of the votes had Kelley having the momentum. Are you guys sure about that? Oh man, let me throw up another one. I'll give you guys a second.
Beenutt with the momentum, and now Kelley's got the lead.
Yeah. Let's see where you're at. Yep, good call, DC. The refs got it, but it was a touchdown. So by Kelley. So penalties negligible at that point. Yep. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. Couldn't
Oh,
stop
these
for
refs
12.
these refs gonna catch everything. They're gonna tell you pull your socks up before we're done.
Yeah, these two guys, veteran refs here. Yeah, veteran refs, guys.
We were just talking about getting Mark out there, throwing Mark in the mix.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that would
Yeah, these guys have refs several championship games.
I remember a game with Mark in Dallas, and somebody was kind of chirping a little bit about one of his calls and didn't think he made a complete pass. And
Didn't see that one.
Mark looked at him and said, "If I'm still counting, it was good."
Oh, wow.
It was classy though. Like it was.
Mark is a good guy. Mark has gone through these rules from.
Oh, he's
He's a residential attorney,
Yeah.
lawyer. I mean, these guys know the rule book, taking nothing away from him. Mark can tell you where the typo was on paragraph 4 on page 7. You know.
Got to have that though. I think that was super instrumental in being able to pull off the tournament in LA. I mean, getting those guys ready, because without that, I mean, you're looking at some kind of challenging stuff. So many different rule sets to play by and the things that happen. You know.
But I was just impressed with Mark himself. He read through the rule book before he even played.
Yeah.
You know, thought about playing. He had to go through it, you know, with
Yep.
9-2 cones. So I was like, wow.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better coach, a better person than Mark. We call him GBN West because he does so much for us out there, you know, and just.
Mark's a good guy.
I think he was looking at maybe going to Richmond as well, so it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we just had him on talking about making Richmond, so.
Guys, you know, I know it's kind of hard flying into Richmond because it's a very small airport. And if you guys looking to come to Richmond and you're flying to DC or Baltimore, please let someone know. We're more than welcome to give you guys a ride down.
Shabby J in the house.
Yep.
Oh boy, looks like he's waking up for the morning. Probably a few other things, but we'll go with waking up.
One of our greatest supporters and our best buddies, Paul Pate.
Hey.
And you know, Paul's on the trailer 4 times, and I don't know. Even National hasn't figured out how Paul's on the trailer, but he is. And if you don't know, go out and check it out. I can promise you, Paul's on the trailer. Little known fact, but he is.
Hey, and by the way, happy birthday, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul just had a
I didn't want to remind him too much of that. You start getting close to 50, he's kind of like, don't talk to me about that.
Man, this guy's open again in the flat at about the 26 yard.
This game.
Incomplete, 4th down, 4th and 10.
Let's get crucial. He has missed 3 straight passes.
Yeah, I think he's
3 straight passes.
Joel is partner all over him.
Oh yeah.
No mercy there, man.
Mr. Rev Brian Phillips himself was like, "Man, why you missed the passes?" Amazing. You know, this would be a good thing. Kelley just lost his dad, and you know he hasn't been playing a lot, and this would be a nice. Some good stuff, you know, some good fortune if we can pull this out.
Well, you know, I remember back, seems like forever, but it was just maybe a little over a year ago when we launched this thing and really started paying attention. You know, you kind of, when you see it on film and you get to study guys over and over and over, it really makes a huge difference. So I remember starting out telling people, you know, that I felt like if Hulk's in the house, all championships flow through the Hulk. Somebody's got to knock him out, or you're not getting there. And I remember just having that cemented in my brain. Here we are, just a short year and a half later, and I could say that about 12, 15 people now. You know, I mean, Kelley, you don't get to the championship unless you go through Kelley. You don't get to the championship unless you go through a Charles Lane now. You don't get to the championship.
In the red zone, he's got time to turn and burn it here. I had to replay.
The ball slipped off the quarterback.
Yeah, it hit him though.
It hit him. It's
fair and square. It's a pick.
Sure hit him.
Oh Oh my, yeah. Yeah, Paul. Beenutt definitely has to go for it. Down a touchdown right now. It's going to walk it in. That's going to be a Friday Night Legends touchdown. 34-20.
Stop the clock at 3:31.
Got it.
Stop the clock at 3:31.
Pick there.
Pick 6.
Lost him on. I thought this was going to happen.
The Colts. There we go. 30-20. We're going for 2. Just kind of put this game out of reach, I think. Is the idea.
Yeah, he's gonna put Beenutt in a bad shape here. Even if he doesn't score this, you're looking at 2 scores still.
Yeah. But this is all strategy here. You know, he's up two touchdowns, 2 scores. You know, burn some time off the clock with the 2-point conversion.
Well, if he makes it, essentially it becomes a 3-score game.
Yes.
And that's what's going to be.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Wow.
2,
Definitely. Easy pick.
10, 9.
And that's that. We've been talking about this every tournament, all these championship games. It's a shame we don't like to see anybody loses a game.
No.
It's just somebody's got to win. And it comes down to one play like that. A mistake somewhere will cost you.
Yeah. You got to play mistake-free football.
Interesting stuff here. Got guys all over the place. Careful here. A little bit delay. Yep. Yeah, ran into him. Got to keep it. Straight up the middle is all you got.
Got a nice push.
And
Yeah.
touch.
Good.
Wow.
2-point conversion is good. 35-20.
When I say go, obviously 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Clock is in.
Clock is running.
Go. Yup, run it. Time out.
Got it.
That's
27.
320.
328. Ref's got it. 328. We'll put it back on.
And that is his final timeout.
Yeah, final timeout is 3:28.
Final timeout for the volunteers. Wow.
He gonna try to kick return. Meaning this thing.
You know the history that's about to happen here? If Kelley wins this,
It'd be the first three-peat, right?
he's a first three-peat.
Or first 3-time trailer winner.
First three-peat.
Yeah,
for
he's
the horse trailer.
His 2 coaches challenge. Which, by the way, I tell you what, we got a minute to change. Let's run through these guys real quick and just kind of walk through the tournament champions. So this time last year, here we go. Let's run through it. There it is, coaches challenge. This is last year, so they won it. They actually defended their title. Here you go. And River City Blast, Brandon Woodard. Not here to defend his title this time, but that's all right. And then we went to Dallas last year for the MFCA Con 11. There's Big Hulk himself, got it done. Guess what? There's Kelley Newton. That's his first time on the trailer. Coach's Challenge. Not a problem. Adrian Baxter, our world champion. And then we went to Canton, Ohio. There you go. Yep. There we go. And then we got Brian Phillips and Jeff McCullough. There's our refs as a Coach's Challenge champion. Marty Thomas.
Marty T.
There we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Marty T, I'm looking for you at in Richmond, buddy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some matchups happening out of there. But Kelley also won, missing one. Kelley also won with Mike Turner.
Yeah.
Because we had to stand Mike Turner up on a chair or have Kelley sit down. One of the two were going to have to happen to get them both in the same frame.
Yeah.
So,
and we are actually missing another one with Brian and Jeff being third.
Yeah, Brian and Jeff, they just won the last one down in DC. So
we're looking at our first three-peat.
That's a possibility.
Not three-peat, but
three-time winner to get on the trailer. Absolutely. This would be maybe trying to get a return. He hasn't gotten much out of this game. Now he's been successful in previous times, but this is not one.
When you get a break here, let's sync up our clock.
Yeah.
We're about 4 seconds behind.
Absolutely. Yep.
Game clock.
We'll sync up here. might have started. I was ahead of them, and they stopped. And
Yeah.
Well,
we did a crucial public service announcement there, going through all of our champions.
Yep. There we go. But yeah, so let's see if I got the Mike Turner picture. I told Eddie from the Deep South, great guy, by the way. He was on our feature board. He was actually, I saw him on the chat a little earlier today. I said, if we actually have Eddie and Mike Turner, man, you're looking at like having to lower the board.
Yeah.
Brandon corrected us. He says Kansas City.
Oh, you know what?
That's right.
Yeah,
it was Mike Turner and Kelley in Kansas City.
Yeah. This was Kelley and Barry Stevenson in Dallas. You're correct about that. Sorry, I was trying to run through them, but you were correct. But either which way, he does have two on the horse trailer. Could be heading towards the third.
Brandon's kind of loaded up on the horse trailer too.
Yeah. Or either which way. Here's the deal. Either which way, we're going to have a three-time.
There it is.
Three-time safety, big play. Wow. Crushed him. Safety, we're going to give up another 2 points. That's a big thing there. He's been aiming that the whole game and finally got.
We
got the towel here.
Yeah,
we got the towel. Man. We got the towel. That was a fantastic game. He just paid attention to that.
Yeah.
Great game, man. Great show.
Wow, this thing is going to be something in Richmond. These all the champions.
Yep.
Every one of them. Wow.
Yep. Wow. And we've been surprised coming out of every tournament. We've been surprised who actually ends up winning it. It's just, and that's why I was going back to in the old days. I used to be able to say, well, if he's here, it's a lock. If he's here, it's no more.
No more.
The landscape has changed. It's just so many. When we were in Dallas last year, it was like being in the old West and watching all these gunslingers ride into town. You know, it's just everywhere you turn, and it was like you see somebody coming up the hallway, and you're like, oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I mean, in Kansas City, we sit at a table and ate lunch with 3 Hall of Famers and 2 past world champions, all at the same table eating lunch. I mean, and that's when the sugar packets got broke out. We couldn't resist. We're sitting there, all of a sudden the sugar packets come out, and I'm like, what we do? And we're diagramming plays sitting on a lunch table with sugar packs. With Hall of Famers and world champions sitting there.
Hey man, that should have been in class. Someone should have put that one on film.
Yeah, we got pictures. We got still pictures. All right, Darrell, it's been great having you in, my brother.
Thank you, Roger. Great job, man.
Let's go give some trophies out and break down and go to the house.
Get out of here. Thank you. Thank you.
Folks, stay with us for the trophy presentation. We're coming up here momentarily. We're just going to let you kind of scout around here for a minute. We'll turn the camera around, and we'll see what we got going on here. Stay with us.
Beenutt and Kelley for giving us a great championship game. We also want to thank Charles Lane for hosting a great tournament and all the participants of this tournament. It was great. We had a good time. That's what it's all about. So, on behalf of Charles Lane and the River City Blast Committee, we'd like to present Beenutt with his runner-up trophy. Outstanding tournament, Beenutt. Great job, great job. You got anything you want to say?
I think I missed a whole weekend's worth of passes in the second half. But up until that point, I did pretty good. But it was a great game. Even if I hit those passes, I don't know if I would have won. He just played a great game. I don't know if I ever played him before, but now I remember him. He's a great player. But this whole weekend was just a great time, and I just appreciate everybody. Appreciate all yous and the ones that I just got a chance to meet for the first time. That's what it's all about. I just had a great time. Thanks to everybody.
Great job, Beenutt. You take a picture with Charles. I'm not going to take a picture with him. You got him, Rusty Scrubber. Hey, man. Ain't that something, man? All right. All right, y'all. We want to, Mr. Newton. What's this, your second goal ball? This is Kelley. Kelley beat me to the punch and getting his second goal ball. I was trying to beat him. We came around the same time, so we in the same junior class. But it's always good to see Kelley play. It's always good to see him come. If y'all don't know, Kelley coach college basketball, so he a coach just like me. I coach high school football, so Kelley, he's good at coaching. He's going to make his adjustments. He made a lot of nice adjustments in the game. I got the blueprint. Beenutt, you in trouble. I want to thank Kelley for that. But on behalf of Charles Lane and the River City Blast, we'd like to welcome our champion for this second year, River City Blast, Mr. Kelley Newton. Outstanding tournament. Great job. It's so good. It's kind of ironic because here Kelley done won with the Colts, and I'm from Baltimore. Great job. Way to represent the city, son.
No doubt.
Now they Indianapolis now, but I still claim that's where they was born at. So, Kelley.
Man. I'm going to hold it. Well, this was special.
Take your time. Take your time, bro. Take your time.
You said I wasn't going to do this. I just went outside. You okay? Anyway. You all right? This one's special. Everybody in the hobby. Like I said at the beginning of the tournament, appreciate y'all's support. I just lost my dad about 35 days ago, and it's tough. So I definitely want to dedicate this to him. A lot of preparation. Didn't know if I was going to come. My wife pushed me out the door. Said I needed to go. Appreciate that. Thanks, honey. So these competitors, man, people I went through, tough. I mean, 3 overtime games. Darrell, crazy game. Larry, crazy game. Charles, crazy game. This stuff don't come easy. It don't matter who's in the room. These balls are hard to get. So everybody, when you get one, cherish it. I'm lucky enough to get 2, but I don't take none of this stuff for granted. You know, we teach a lot of people in Kansas City. Appreciate their support, but everybody in the hobby, man, just keep it going. Keep it going. It's truly a brotherhood, and I really felt that the last 35 days. So I appreciate the kind words from everybody, and this one's special.
All right, thank you. Okay. Good job, man. Good job. Great job. Oh, okay. Man. All right. Hey, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Huh? I'm okay. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Hey guys, just a moment of your time. Hey, just a moment of your time. Just a moment. I know everybody got to get on the road, but I wanna thank you guys so much for supporting this event. Hey man, we enjoyed each and every one of you. Love you like my brother. My mom had an opportunity to come out and see this, and she actually got me started when I was a little kid doing this, and she's like, I never would dream that this would be where it's at now. So, but you guys are the one to make it happen. You guys are the ones that make this thing happen, man. I want to encourage you guys to keep going. Keep this thing going. Keep inviting new people in so this hobby will just keep expanding. Now, I don't want to miss anybody, but appreciate the Gridiron Buzz officials coming down, supporting this right here. Thank you so much. There's an individual in here. He's kind of behind the scene, but he's my supporter, Larry. I want you guys to know that I'm, you know, you guys see my face and everything, but Larry does a whole lot to support this right here. Larry, I appreciate you so much. And my brother back there, where is he? He's not around. He also, man, let me tell you, he's more nervous than me about getting this thing going. Man, are you ready? Calm down. Man, I'm pumped up, you know. But I appreciate you so much. And then the supporting cast that come in here and got this thing going. Kelley, what you done, man, I mean, just was awesome. Jeff, David, Brian, all you guys, man. Leroy, all you guys, Joel, everybody, Rafiq, all you guys in here, man. Thank you so much. And I hope that this event was good so we can even think about it next year. I'd like to have each and every one of you guys back for the next year if it's God's will, okay? Guys, I know you're traveling. Hey, be safe down that highway. If you feel yourself getting tired, whatever, pull over. I will, okay. Okay, listen. Now, guys, Richmond's coming up, our next TLC tournament, and that's last weekend in July. Book your rooms right now. It's kind of going a little slow, so go ahead and do that. That's probably going to be the biggest event of the year because it's the national championship. So, guys, please lock yourself in right there. Look forward to see. That's only, 5-6 weeks out? So it'll be here before we know it. So do that, man. Anything else? That's it. Be safe. Thank you, guys.
Real quick comment. We're breaking history. Kelley's the first three-timer on the horse trailer. That's an exclusive club. Yeah. We're going to rename it the Kelley trailer. But I want to challenge you guys to chase that and get on the trailer. I still got space. Norbert asked me the other day, what are you going to do when you run out of space? And I said, well, y'all keep winning and we keep doing this. I'll just get a bigger damn trailer. All right. So, all right. Be safe. We'll see you in Richmond.
Big bro. I got you.
All right. Appreciate y'all. I brought y'all. Everybody's gonna hit my listen. I'll be right back. When I get home, I'll be right back.
Oh shoot! Do it down. Put it back in my pocket. Joel's coming, or Beenutt's coming right back.
All right, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Take care. Good seeing you, kid. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, good.
Trevor, look up, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're ready. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Y'all did a great job. I enjoy the camaraderie. I don't play, but it's hard. It's hard. Oh, yeah, I see the deep south. Pick it down. I feel you, man. We'll see y'all later. Be careful.
kill the feed.